sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Playing on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
all in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Playing on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. With Tony Marinaro.
55 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to Lafleur. Oh!
The sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the ball!
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Stanley pour les Canadiens, le 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs! John, you found the dogs! He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup!
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida Tibi. Embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro on this Wednesday, July 5th. Thanks for watching, everyone. The Sick Podcast, weeknights at 10 p.m. for about, give or at least 30 minutes in the summer. Once again, about an hour on non-summer months in the summer. We'll guarantee you about 30 minutes, sometimes even more. And so I hope everyone's doing well tonight. How's everyone doing? Shane Gaumont is at Master Control. The good news, the Cavaleros are back from a 2-week vacation. Actually, it wasn't even a vacation. They were at a conference for the families of spinal muscular atrophy in Orlando. They had a little bit of leisure time, but a lot of it was, meetings and stuff like that. But they're back. And so I welcome them back. Hi, guys. Haven't seen you yet. Hopefully, it's a little late now. Hopefully, I get to see you tomorrow. All right. Okay. The Sick Podcast brought to you in part by La Bittt at Tibi, brewed in Quebec, a winner of a dozen international awards. La Bittt at Tibi offers quality microbrewery beers made with premium ingredients for everyone's taste. La Bittt at Tibi, embrace your true nature. Also brought to you in part by Playground, your premier gaming destination. Experience the world-renowned poker experience with free food, yes, free, and drinks at their cash game tables. A Bad Bee jackpot approaching $1.8 million, weekly promotions, daily tournaments, and unmatched customer service. Why play anywhere else? Located just over the Mercier Bridge, only minutes from downtown Montreal, and also brought to you in part by Energy Transportation Group, recently named by Deloitte and CIBC as one of Canada's best managed companies. The country's leading business award, recognizing innovative and world-class companies, the best managed Canadian companies designation, fuels Energy's purpose of creating progress for their customers, their employees, and their communities. Join a winning team and check out Energy's career page for available opportunities. We're going to talk about Montreal Canadiens development camp. We're also going to go back and talk about what happened on July 1st when unrestricted free agency opened up. Tomorrow night on the program, we're going to bring you some inside information of what happened on the draft. But today, a little bit of what happened yesterday over the past couple of days at development camp and what happened in unrestricted free agency. I bring in a gentleman who was a weekly contributor on Wednesday nights for the most part during the entire season. And here we are in the summer, and he joins me again. I had a chance to see him yesterday at the complex in Brossard. From TVA Sport, Marc-André Perreault. Comment vas-tu?
What's up, Tony?
What's going on, dog?
Just trying to stay alive in that heat. But
The heat was unbelievable today. Did you go swimming or what?
No, it was crazy. No, not even. I had to do some shopping for my son's birthday. So.
Oh, really?
It's a secret. Yeah.
When's your son's birthday?
It's Sunday.
Oh, that's July 9th.
That's July 9th. So
it's my wife's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
She must be great.
Yeah.
Good looking and everything. Yeah. So
very good looking. If she wasn't, chances are she wasn't going to be able to land me.
That's not nice. Beauty is from the inside.
Yes, you're 100% right. But, you got me on that one. But yes, July 9th is a day that's very very dear to my heart. Very dear to my heart. So yeah, especially July 9th of 2006, because that's when Italy won the World Cup.
Oh, really?
They beat France. Remember Zinedine Zidane's headbutt to Marco Materazzi?
You're talking about soccer, right?
Yes, soccer, yes.
No,
yes.
I don't know. Well, I remember Italy.
You remember Zidane's headbutt to Materazzi? Remember Italy winning that game on penalty kicks?
Yeah, there was a song for that hit, right?
You know what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
don't
I think it's in France or
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember the penalty kicks? No. Pirlo scored
I
first.
don't remember.
Materazzi scored second. De Rossi
Yeah.
scored third. Del Piero scored fourth, and Grosso scored fifth.
And no, I don't remember that, obviously.
Zidane opened the scoring in the game around 7 or 8 minutes into the game.
But was
he
not
got
available,
clipped
right?
by Materazzi. Penalty kick for Zidane. It hit the top of the bar and it landed over the line. And then Materazzi tied it up on a header off a corner kick. And then in extra time, Materazzi got red carded, and France had to finish in 10. And we were. I watched that game at Soccerplex Catalonia with in my previous employment, radio station that I used to work with. Noel Butler and I decided to watch it on a big screen with hundreds and hundreds of people at Soccerplex Catalonia. And then the second the game was over, I made my way back to La Salle and we were parading and stuff. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Nice. Probably, yeah. Sad day for our French friends, but
yeah, one of the greatest nights of my life.
Really?
So anyway, that's one reason why I remember July 9th. And the other reason, of course, is my wife's birthday. All right. Okay. I digress. Let's move on here if we can. It was nice seeing you yesterday in Brassard.
I was not expecting you there.
And no, why not?
Well, I don't know. You just, when Tony Marinaro is somewhere, it's because it's like a huge event, the main event. But it was good to see you.
I thought that was a pretty big event, for the in the lives of those young players. I thought. But
that's for sure. That's for sure. But you have that kind of aura. You get somewhere and like everybody's like, oh, it's Tony Marinaro.
Thank you. I agree with you, but I appreciate it. Hey, it was you were touching. So you were holding the mic close to me, or I was holding the mic close to you. Every now and then, you were touching my hand. Were you doing that on purpose, or were we just?
Of course, I was.
Okay.
Of course, I was. Just
were you
to remind you.
Or what?
Well, kind of. Just to remind you, I was there. Oh, I kissed the shoulder of Stu Cowan as well.
Yeah, so. You're a good-looking guy, but you're not my type. All right, okay. It's funny.
It was fun, though. It was fun.
It was
a good game to watch.
It was a good game, and and by the way, the Canadians, they had live streaming of the game, the intra squad game, on their Twitch, on their Facebook, on their Twitter, and on their YouTube. And I thought they did a great job with it. I don't know if you were listening, but I was listening as I was watching.
Okay.
I thought they did a great job with it.
Well, it's Sébastien Goulet, my colleague from TVA Sport. He's
fantastic. Sebastian's fantastic.
He's in the mix. So
he's excellent.
Really, very good play-by-play. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you something. Touchy situation what I'm going to talk about, but it wouldn't be the first time I touch on a touchy situation, but I'll talk about it. It's a delicate situation. It's not touchy, it's delicate, but because there are rights holders right now. But I wouldn't be surprised that we get to a point with the way social media is going and the way streaming is going, that you kind of have that one day the rights will be on that, all on their social media, on their YouTube, on their Twitter, on their Facebook, on their Twitch, all of that, instead of. And maybe they'll always stay on TV. Maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe
who knows?
It's going to be shared or whatever. But
you look back 5 years ago, the business was not even close to what it is right now.
Yeah.
So and now it's like going so fast. We don't even know what it's going to be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So go figure in 10 years. So I think anything's possible. There
were games. It's not the first time that the Canadians put these games with an in-house play-by-play and stuff like that all over their social media. Exactly. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of like in a test phase. You know what I mean? But anyway,
who knows?
Look, we're working in TV, and let's hope that it can stay in television as long as it can. You and I, at the same time yesterday, we turned over, we looked at each other, and we said, what a nice kid. Remember that for Reinbacher?
Exactly. I was seduced because you don't see that often. He's only like 18 years old. And like people have to, imagine yourself like going in Europe, somewhere you don't know, with people you don't know, new environment, your organization. And then you just have all these flashes, all these cameras.
Reflectors,
I thought he was awesome. And you do not see that type of, do you see charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
you don't see that type of charisma often, especially from an 18-year-old kid who just got to North America. I was
18-year-old kids who have spent the last couple of years on social media more so than actually talking to people, looking them in the eye. But and I'm going to tell you something, Mark, and that is, talking and being that charismatic it's not for everybody.
Oh no, and you can't fake that. You can't fake that. You have it or you don't have it.
I can tell you that I got two at home, and I have one who, if the camera goes on, he won't stop talking, like his father, and he's very, very comfortable. And I have the other one who's exactly like his mother, that does not want to talk on camera, does not want to talk on, does not, and
yes, but there's more than be willing to talk. And I mean, this kid is good. He's genuine, and he was smiling, and you could see and feel that he was very. I would almost say emotional by the reaction of the fans when he got called for that shootout. Very happy with the way people treated him after that bullcrap. Social media after the draft, but he was funny. He was just a funny kid, and he was like talkative, saying he said that Lane Hudson is the next Cale Makar and blah blah blah, and he said I can't imagine myself giving him the puck.
That happens on social media. Like, I don't want to defend it because obviously I hate it too. But all that blah blah on social media and stuff like that, it happens. Like, yesterday after the combine. So anyway, we go there and you and you asked a couple of questions and I asked a couple of questions, and we had fun and we did our job. And our job. I mean, I don't have to be there, but I choose to be there because I think going there and getting the information and watching is going to make the podcast better. So I went, right? Even though most of the world is on vacation here. But I decided to go, and I'm not really taking vacation in the month of July, maybe in the month of August. But anyway, long story short, I wake up this morning, right? And I'm scrolling Twitter, and I see somebody mocking me because I asked a question about Slafkovsky, okay? And Slafkovsky's brain, right? Guess what? I didn't ask a question about Slafkovsky yesterday. I didn't. So, I mean, I wrote back to him and I said, well, here's the deal. I didn't ask a question about Slafkovsky yesterday. But if, you know what, going on Twitter and lying is going to make you happy, is going to make you feel better, then do what you want to do. But, I mean, people are like that. Mind you, I know who he is and I know what his motives are. And he'll try and take a shot at me every chance he gets. And that's okay, as long as you're actually going to repeat something that I actually said and not make something up, So,
well, but
social media could be a beautiful tool, and it could be the ugliest thing in the world.
Well, we've seen the ugliest with Reinbacher, and I don't know. I don't know lately what happened to Twitter, but I don't know. What's the deal with the blue check mark? Is it like not being nice or being mean or what? Anyways, I don't know what's happening with Twitter, but I can't imagine someone first lying. That's first, and being mean to someone, being mean to a 18-year-old kid. But let's
not only being mean with anonymous.
Well, that's obviously, but you'll never be.
Hold on a second. If you put your real name though,
yeah,
and let's just say you have a pretty good job, and people are going to recognize you because your name's there and your picture's there, and you know what, you're going to think twice because you could say, you know what, if I'm going to be mean to somebody, well then people are going to, they're not going to like that side of me, and I might get into trouble at work or with my friends and stuff like that. So
trust me, it happened.
They make up Twitter handles. They make up Twitter handles just to hammer people. Think about this. Like, how bad a person to the core can you be to make up a handle on social media so you could just go out of your way and trash somebody?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what?
Wow.
You'll never get criticized by someone who does more than you do. So that applies to anyone listening. You won't be criticized by someone who does more. So
yeah.
anyways.
So look, it is what it is. More often than not, my friend, can I tell you something? It's envy. The person that criticizes you wishes they were you. The person that criticizes me wishes they were me. And the people that were criticizing David Reinbacher wish they were David Reinbacher. And they especially think they especially would want to be David Reinbacher today because he was awarded with this.
Yeah.
The Canadians have agreed to terms on a 3-year entry-level contract with defenseman David Reinbacher. It was officialized this morning at 8:30 a.m. By the way, first reported by our buddies Lapierre and La Tendresse over at La Poche Bleue.
Yeah, exactly.
I love to give credit, by the way, when people have scoops.
Of course. Well, they're good. Yeah, like you did a few times earlier. But who wouldn't want to be Reinbacher, knowing that there's a chance he'll play with Lane Hudson in the next few years, right?
So we'll discuss that. But now he's got a Europe clause, Reinbacher, right? So it's an entry-level contract, which leaves him with 3 options, right? Claughton in Switzerland, the Laval Rocket, the Montreal Canadiens. Most people seem to think he's going to play in Switzerland. Okay.
That's my guess. It's not going to be in Montreal. I would be shocked.
No, he won't play with the Canadiens. I would be shocked too. At the same time, he can go to Claughton and then down the stretch join the Rocket in Laval. He can do that.
I don't think that's the plan.
No, but you know what? I got to tell you something. I'm a little bit torn on this. And I'm going to tell you why. Not torn on the contract. I'm sure the kid deserves it, and I'm happy for him. The longer you stay on big ice, the harder the adjustment is going to be.
I get that.
Smaller ice. So in that respect, I want him in Laval. On the other hand, I've heard a couple of people, and I believe it was La Podcast en Relève earlier this morning on BPM Sport that said it first, and I agree with what they said. And that is, if you have him here, could you imagine, you talked about all the reflectors on him? If you have him in Laval, and you already know like the way his selection was greeted by a bunch of people saying, disaster, terrible, my God, whatever. They passed up on Michkov. Could you imagine if this guy has a couple of bad games in Laval? They're gonna tear him down.
And I'm not in love with an 18-year-old in the AHL. It's a tough league. So the plan is to make him play in Europe for the year, that's for sure, and then we'll see after. But who knows, right? But
I think it's the better plan. If he was that good this past season, to get him drafted 5th overall, and we saw his stats, they were like in an elite category. Let him just build on that. Let Adam Nicholas and the Canadiens development team, and let the coaches be in communication with their coaches down there. Tell them what they want this player to work on, decipher a plan together, and go out and execute.
Totally. And it's, don't you think 18-year-old in AHL, it's too young?
I think so.
It's a tough league. It's not easy. So I think it's better for young D as well. Like, and especially, I don't know, getting ready when the puck is dumped in the corner. It goes fast. Guys want to, make a name of this,
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yesterday was my first meeting with Adam Nicholas. I never met him before.
Oh, that's a special day. I
never met him before, and you know what? He has a confidence to him, which for me, is confidence, because sometimes mistaken confidence for arrogance. For me, it's confidence.
No,
I like the guy, man.
Very nice guy.
I really like the guy. I buy what he's selling.
Yeah.
I listen to him talk. I'm not an overly intelligent person, but when people speak intelligently, I think I'm able to pick it up. I like what he's selling. I think when it comes to player development, the Montreal Canadiens and Adam Nicholas have themselves a 50-goal scorer.
Can you imagine how good he is to have the respect of a guy like Martin St. Louis and get the respect of the players, because the guy never played high level. So can you imagine how of a hockey brain he is.
I love that you're saying that.
I mean, and he is a hockey brain. And can you imagine the number of hours he studied the game, watched videos, and think he's a special person. And you can tell sometimes because, well, obviously my first language is French, and first time I've listened to him, I had to put the tape back one time, put the tape back the second time, because it's like, I don't know how it is in his head, but it must be crazy up there. So he speaks fast, but then you listen to him and he's wow. So it all makes sense. Doesn't say nothing,
Yeah.
So, and just gaining the respect of Martin Saint-Louis tells me that this guy's the real deal.
When Jeff Gordon and Kent Hughes decided to hire Marty St. Louis, it's because in the time they've spent with Marty, they've realized Marty's a different level. Okay? Marty has something that coaches nowadays don't have. Okay? He's a different breed. That's why they hired him. For Marty St. Louis to be comfortable with Adam Nicholas running the Montreal Canadiens development team, you know what that tells me? And I've come to study Marty St. Louis quite a bit. That tells me that Marty St. Louis believes that Adam Nicholas, in what he does, he's a phenom.
Of course.
And
can you imagine?
Never mind 50 goal scorers, a number one centerman. They view Nicholas as the Sidney Crosby of player development.
Can you imagine being in a room like for a meeting with video, and you have veteran like, I don't know, like David Savard, like Joel Edmundson, like whoever,
Paul Byron,
and then you have Marty St. Louis, one of the greatest, and then you have Adam Nicholas showing stuff on the screen. Can you imagine how much respect he had? So yeah.
Well, it's not intimidating if you know your stuff like the back of his hand, which he does. And he was, you know what? I love the fact that he was asked a question about the fact that there were other coaches working with him and his staff on the ice. And, what did they think? Well, they were blown away because, the drills are a different level because I'm the best at what I do. I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something like, he's right.
Just the question I asked about Lane Hudson and, the hype, and just, it's not only hockey. Seems like he's a special person, just the way he thinks. And he was like, well, it depends on what you do with that hype. And I know Lane loves to play hockey, doesn't care too much about what's being said. And then it's all about what you're doing of, what's given to you. It doesn't make as much sense as when Adam said it.
Yeah.
But, it's like Marty St. Louis. You're asking a question about hockey, but you can't actually take that and use it in your life.
So yesterday, I played some clips, some audio clips, video clips, but the audio came out really low. All right. We had experienced a couple of technical difficulties with our microphones. Unfortunately, I don't know, there was something wrong, but we've since figured it out. All right. We've been able to fix it. But unfortunately, the clips that we still have, they're still low. Okay. So the next time we're going to go out and record, we're not going to have low audio. At least we hope not. But if you actually raise your volume or you put headphones on and you put the volume to the max, it's not going to be that bad. And you're actually going to be able to hear it pretty clearly. Nevertheless, we're going to play some clips. And if you can't raise the volume, I'll basically repeat what was asked and repeat what the answer was. But yesterday, you were just talking about Lane Hudson. Here's Adam Nicholas answering a question about Lane Hudson.
You've worked with over the years. Lane Hudson, how many defensemen have you ever worked with that keep their head up and handle the puck and makes the press gallery think he's the number one centerman at times, the way he's just playmaking and stuff like that? I mean, what category is he in?
I mean, the way he moves and the way he plays, I mean, he's in a really high-end category. I mean, the kid is his timing, his spacing, his quickness, his agility. I mean, you guys see it. I mean, you guys have been around the league a long time, right? You've been around the league a long time, so you know that this kid has elite level.
All right. So my question was, you've been around a lot of players. How many defensemen have you seen, have you worked with, that you take a look at the way this kid has his head up, the way he takes information, his vision, his playmaking ability? He looks like a number one centerman at times. How many players have you, defensemen, have you worked with that are on this guy's level. And he said the guy is elite. His spacing, his quickness, his hands, his agility. He says the guy's elite. And he says, you know what? I see it. You guys see it. You guys have been covering the game for a long time. Everyone sees it. I mean, the tape doesn't lie. I mean,
he's something else. He is so good. And I asked the question about the hype. I'm not always, I don't always like the hype around a player, especially when he, didn't even play one professional game. But man, he is good. And I remember last year, same camp, he was all over the place. His hands, his vision and his skating. And right now, I can't believe they got him second round. He's just that good. And he's going to play in the NHL. He's going to be good. It's just a matter of time because, you need rep. You need to play, I'm not sure he's going to make the jump, NHL right away, but he's going to be good. He is going to be good.
Down the stretch, Timmins took a lot of heat when the Canadians, but he left the Canadians with Gouli and Mailloux and Lane Hudson.
You know what? I'll just
Gouli, Mailloux, and Lane Hudson. Not bad, eh?
It's pretty big. I've been covering Montreal for 10 years, so 10 camps or 10 rookie camps and whatever, and I don't think I've seen a talented guy like that.
Like Lane Hudson?
Yeah. Like the way he skates, the way he's moving, the way he sees the 48 points last year. 48 points, 39 games with Boston.
No, he was toying with everybody yesterday. Let's put the cards on the table. He was toying with everybody yesterday.
He's just too good. I mean, that's it. So I just can't wait to see him play one day in the NHL and just to know what is it going to be, because we're dropping name. I hate that. Like everybody we love that, but we hate it at the same time. So
the comparison game?
Yeah, like Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes. I can't wait to see what Lane Hudson will actually be. He's going to be Lane Hudson, but just what's going to be his level. I think it's sky's the limit for him.
Well, so I'd be very happy if he's Quinn Hughes.
I mean, where do I sign, right?
Yeah. Where do I sign for sure? Still today, a lot of people are thinking that maybe Quinn Hughes is the guy that Canadians should have drafted the year that they drafted Kotkaniemi, and Hughes ended up going to the Vancouver Canucks later on.
Don't start me, okay? It was the guy from Ottawa. That's it. That's all.
Brady Tkachuk, huh?
That's
the guy, eh? What did you think of Mailloux yesterday?
Mailloux, I love him. I thought he was very good. He's the most, to me, NHL ready. Well, that's pretty much what Francis Bouillon told BPM Sport also this morning.
He's a horse.
He's a horse. He looks like an NHLer. Didn't play enough games, obviously, because of everything we know. But he's just a horse. He's a tall guy and nice shape. His shot is elite. I like the way he's moving. Maybe not always taking the best decision, but he has to play games. He needs some a lot of reps. But to me, he's the closest to the NHL by far.
I thought of something yesterday when I watched him play. The past couple of days, I watched him play, okay?
Yep.
We're talking, we're comparing guys and this and that and all that stuff, okay? And we're trying to find guys that we can compare them to.
Yeah.
Do you find somebody that you can compare him to? Because there's a name that came to mind for me.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I could be wrong here, eh? Because I find that this is a very tough exercise when you compare guys.
It is.
When I watched him pick up the puck and play yesterday, and I see Colton Parayko.
Oh yeah, I love it.
You like it?
Yes, of course. And again, if
Colton Parayko, 6'6", 230 pounds, shoots the puck about 105 miles per hour, shoots right, uses his body very, very well. At times, looks like a number one defenseman, dominant. He's a first pairing guy. I don't know. I could be wrong. I need to see more of him. Okay, I need to see more.
If Mailloux become Colton Perreault, where do I sign? Also, but and Mailloux and it's. I don't even think it's touchy right now. He's a great kid. He's learned, and he's doing all the right things. He learned French. He's a nice guy. He becomes a leader, and he's a good hockey player. I've been told last year by a scout that he is I don't know how to say it in English, but the D with the most upside in his game. Like, he could end up being like the best D for Montreal. Like,
and I'm gonna say this, okay? I gave you a part of his game where I told you he's big, he's strong, he shoots the puck over 105 miles per hour. The way he uses his body, the fact that he shoots right, that's my comparable to Perreault, okay? But I will say this. Perreault's never had seasons more than 35 points in the National Hockey League. And if I had to bet on Mailloux, I'm going to tell you that he'll have several seasons that will go over that.
35 points for a D is not bad at all.
No, it's not bad.
But Mailloux with his shot, he's probably he could be first power play unit, so that would help.
Perreault's never scored more than 10 goals in an NHL season. So my comparable, before it makes social media once again, Marinaro compared him to Colton Perreault, and Colton Perreault's never scored more than 10 goals and never picked up more than 35 points. I'm talking about his height. I'm talking about his weight. I'm talking about the position. I'm talking about the hand that he shoots. I'm talking about the way he uses his body. I'm talking about how hard he shoots the puck.
But Mailloux's a better skater, though.
Mailloux's a better skater.
Yeah.
And Mailloux's he's got more offensive instincts. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mailloux's scoring Michigan goals in the Ontario Hockey League. Perreault's not going out in these, not that kind of hands.
We saw Mailloux yesterday that, sometimes he's not always making the best decision when he's but anyways, I mean, it's exactly for that reason that he needs reps. But yeah.
Okay. On that note, here's Adam Nicholas on Colton. Adam Nicholas on Logan Mailloux.
When a player is that big at that age, they usually don't exercise the brain all that much because they get away with a lot with their physicality and with their athletic ability and stuff like that. But what can you tell us about his way of defending, his IQ, despite being a bigger player who usually don't exercise that part of their game all that much?
Well, it's just like anything. Like, at the end of the day, he wants to play in the NHL, and defense is the catalyst to offense. And he wants to do his offensive things. You have to be better at defending, a better stick. And I thought he was really good today at that. Actually, I thought he was really good.
So there you have it. My question was about Mailloux, and I said to him, usually when you're a big player, you get by on your physicality, you get by on your athleticism, and that whole thing of the IQ that the Canadians have been stressing since Marty St. Louis got here, the IQ in players, you use the IQ less because you get by on the athleticism and physicality. Having said that, how do you rate this player's IQ and the way? And he was basically saying he wants to get better. He's going to need to be a better defenseman to be a better player to make the National Hockey League. But he said the way he uses his stick, he says, I thought was really good. He thought he was really good.
Yeah, Francis Bouillon said he was one of the best, if not the best, out there. And yeah, I can't think of him not playing in the NHL one day. So, but let's not forget it's prospects, and so before people go crazy, and then it's prospect, we know that, and a lot of things can happen. But for now, I think Logan Mailloux is the most NHL ready. Did you like the fact it was 4-on-4 scrimmage yesterday? Or did you think it took away from reality and you would have gone with 5-on-5? Took a while to realize, but no, I like it because you can see more of the skills. But no, I think, I liked it. I liked it. Yeah, okay, I liked a lot of guys, though. I liked a lot of guys. Who? Luke Tuck. I liked Luke Tuck, too, yesterday. Loved him. And just to put things in perspective, Luke Tuck He's a forward. He is 20 years old.
Yeah.
He had 20 points in 40 games last year with Boston. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 points, 40 games. Lane Hudson, 48 points, 39 games at 18 years old. So just to give you an idea of how good Lane Hudson is.
Wow.
But that being said, Luke Tuck, I love the way he was involved. He wanted to be, he wanted to be a factor. He had a really, really good shift, offensive zone, and he skated well, had a good shot. So I really liked him. Like, really? Tuck the truck, like his brother was calling him.
You know who I saw in Luke Tuck yesterday?
His brother?
I'm going to bring up a hab from the past.
Oh, who?
I saw a little bit of Shane Corson in Luke Tuck yesterday.
That's a long shot. But I mean, Luke Tuck is not NHL ready yet, but I think he had a great game last game. Machar, wow, had a great game.
Well, the goal was nice, but I thought he was. You know what it is with Machar? He doesn't probably work as hard as everyone else, but then all of a sudden,
exactly,
pulls a rabbit out of a hat. You know,
one shift. Sometimes you don't see him. That's true. But then one shift, you're like, whoa, okay, this guy is really good. So I liked his game.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few guys I like. Simoneau, I love Simoneau.
I like Simoneau yesterday. I like Tourigny yesterday too.
Tourigny played well, but these guys are like on the bubble, and you just want to give them a push, to make it to the NHL. But they are right on the will, like. The will is there, and yes.
Did you like Owen Beck yesterday? Because I read some reports of people that loved Owen Beck yesterday.
I can't say I loved him,
and I didn't love him yesterday.
I mean, there's a big difference between saying I did not love him and I didn't like him. For me, it was just a non-factor. I just didn't think he was as good as last year. Let's say, but. I mean, I'm not worried at all. He's a great hockey mind, great player. But yesterday to me, was a non-factor. But I mean, I'm not trash talking here.
I hear you. It's okay. And you're allowed to trash talk on the Sick Podcast. The Charlotte Murphy Clinic. It's an aesthetic clinic specializing in medical aesthetic care. They offer permanent laser hair removal. Look, I did it on my armpits. As well as a wide range of treatments for skin problems such as acne, rosacea, fine lines, and more. They currently have 2 clinics, one located in Montreal, Shop Angus, and the second on the North Shore in Terrebonne. They're also opening soon in Quebec Cité. Visit murphyclinic.ca or on Instagram at Murphy Clinic. That caught your attention in Quebec Cité or what?
No, I looked excited for the sponsor. So
yeah, I could send you there. Listen, we haven't talked about it because we're so caught in development camp. But lo and behold, the Montreal Canadiens made a trade.
Yeah.
When unrestricted free agency opened up, they traded defenseman Joel Edmundson to the Washington Capitals in exchange for a 3rd and 7th round pick in 2024. They also issued a nice little tweet thereafter thanking Steady Eddie for being such a positive influence on the Montreal Canadiens blue line and wished them well. And we heard they were trying to trade Edmundson last year. And it didn't happen, and he was hurt last year. Now, there's 2 ways you can go about this. You can either trade him in the offseason around the draft free agency, the way they did, or they could have held on to him. And at the trade deadline, with so many teams wanting to add a player who's a steady blue liner, who played on a team that won a cup, who knows? Maybe you end up getting a 2nd round pick. Who knows? Maybe even a 1st if somebody got desperate.
Yeah, but I think they gambled enough with Joel Edmundson. So I think they just said, because it's not easy for a player to know that the team wants to trade you. And I think it affected Joel Edmundson. I'm not saying like he had a bad attitude or he was a bad teammate. Actually, he's loved. The guy is loved. And I always liked, talking to him, the way he was honest in his answers and everything. To me, he's a very good 6D, 5th D in a good team. Yeah. So I have
on that
nothing.
Team that went to the final 2 years ago, of course, Weber, Petrie, Sherratt, and Edmundson were a big part of it. Their
Of
top
course.
four was
And
very,
so
very big.
I will never, you'll never hear me say anything bad about Joel Edmundson, but I think it was time to move on for all these reasons. It's not easy for a guy to know that the team want to trade you bad. Okay, so that I think it affected. You never know with his back. Last year he was supposed to be 100%, ended up missing so many games with his back. So having a third and a seventh, to me, it's like good. Thanks for everything. Good luck over there. And yeah,
I thought of the Sean Monahan situation. That Monahan, you know what? Final year of his contract, and you're hoping that he has a really good season at the deadline. You trade him, you try and get a first-round pick, and who knows? Maybe in the summer you could probably even go out and get him back and sign him again. And I think they thought about that. What if Edmundson, like Monahan, in his final year of his contract, all of a sudden gets hurt? We're already talking about an injury-prone player in Edmundson. He gets hurt, and then at trade deadline, he's hurt, and now you hang on to him, and then what do you do with him at the end of the year? Like you end up losing him for nothing, because they obviously would not have brought him back. Mind you, they brought back Monahan under $2 million. Maybe they would have did the same thing with Edmundson. Bring him back and say, okay, Joel, one more year. It wasn't a good year for you because you were hurt. Wasn't a good year for us. Come back. Let's cross our fingers. Let's hope you're healthy. You have a good year. Boom. Then we'll be able to trade you.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to go out and sign somewhere as an unrestricted free agent when your contract's up and get good bucks. So they didn't want to chance it, basically, is what they did, right? They just didn't want to chance it.
No, they gambled enough, and look at the blue line. It's jam-packed. Good young players coming. So I think, and you have like David Savard is the ultimate leader for these kids. So, and I think, I don't know if David Savard took Eddie's role last year.
Yeah.
But kind of. So maybe just, maybe it was a factor, maybe a small factor, but I think David Savard is doing such a great job with the kids that. So, but I think it's good for everyone. It's a good trade for everyone, and I don't think Joel Edmundson is mad about going to Washington. And that's it. And he was happy the way it was handled. So.
I don't know when I'm going to talk to you next. I hope that the Canadians keep on making some moves, and I'll talk to you again next week on Wednesday. But what's the next story? Like, what's the next thing that you just have your eyes on, that a situation with the Canadians that you're going to be monitoring? Is what exactly?
Well, obviously, New Hook's contract.
Yeah, good one.
What is going to be next with Sam Montembeault?
What do you think is going to be next? I mean, he's going to be back.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be back, but, extension maybe. I don't know.
He'll get an extension.
Yeah, but when? How much?
Yeah. So a couple of contracts you're looking at. Montembeault and New Hook.
Pretty much.
Pretty much it? All right.
Because to me, Harvey Pinard was a big question mark, and it's a great deal for Montreal.
That's a great deal for Montreal. 2 years at 1.1 per season. The kid is never, you know what? He's never going to shortchange them, ever.
Of course. Oh, no. You know what you're going to get. And to me, it's a better deal for Montreal than it's a good deal for Harvey Pinard. But he is young, and he can still prove that, it was not a fluke, and he belongs in the NHL and in a good role. So, but I think it's a great deal for Montreal. Great deal.
Yeah. Did you see Michel Bergeron with Pierre-Luc Dubois?
I did not.
On TVA Sport?
I did not.
Oh, when you get a chance, you have to watch that.
I'll watch that for
It's
sure.
pretty funny. Like,
all right.
Bergie was laughing, and he's like, okay, Pierre, Pierre-Luc, you told everyone you want to go to the Canadians, but, you wanted out of Columbus, and you wanted out of Winnipeg, and, how long before you're going to ask out of Los Angeles, or do you plan on being there for a long time? But it was said rather tongue in cheek. Like, it was kind of like it. So the mood was, it was funny. It was really, really good. Yeah. It was good. It was
take
good.
a look at that.
I love Bergie.
Oh, so do I. I'm my golf partner sometimes.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Where do you guys play? The Mirage?
Yep. The Mirage. We've played, where did we play? I'm not good with Valmorin.
Okay.
But just one advice.
Yeah.
Never put money with Bergie on a golf game.
Oh, really, eh?
He's a shark.
Oh, wow.
he's a shark.
He took you to the cleaners or what? Tell me the truth.
He's asking for shots, but then he plays like very good, and he uses his age and I'm not strong, and like he wants us to have pity, and then boom, makes a 50-foot putt, and now he's cashing in, and he's a shark, but great guy.
He's the best. I love him.
Oh, he is.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much. I love you too. We'll talk to you soon, bud. Okay.
Cheers, my friends.
All right. Thank you very much. There you have it. Marc-André Perreault of TVA Sport. Speaking of the best, my buddy Charlie Cabrera and Sam Chan over at Optimal Stretch Clinic, 4710 Saint-Ambroise in St. Henry. And they specialize in fascial stretch therapy. They also have cupping, acupuncture, physio, osteo, deep tissue massage, sports massage. They're basically your one-stop shop for them to make you feel better. You'll probably feel a little sore right away, but you'll feel so much better going forward. I love those guys, and I love that place. All right, and I love all of you. So if I hope you love the Sick Podcast as well on this Wednesday night, and if you did, like it, share it with your friends on YouTube. Comment Sick right now, S-I-C-K, S-I-C-K, S-I-C-K. And if you're going to listen to us on Google, Apple, or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. It's our way of feeling the love. Franiello and Sammy Cavallaro and Master Control, as well as Shane Golon, who's helping us out too. Thank you, gentlemen, for all your help and all your assistance. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, the Sick Podcast. Tell your friends about it. I'm Marinaro.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, driven to be different. La Bittt, Tibi, embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination.